Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Capricorn. Sun in Taurus is highlighting Moon in Capricorn. We see two earth signs, we see two fives, but you got an extra number, which is the one, which is that inspiration, the magical inspiration to liberate yourself out of the five senses and use the third eye. The Hierophant is somehow giving you now a very deep groundedness to pursue that liberation through the third eye from the pentagram, from the five senses. And yes, we are attached to this material world, the number 4. It's our responsibility to actually liberate ourselves out of that. And yeah, he is between the two pillars. There are two people. It's always that triangle that is created out of two. The new one is being born. Ruled by Venus, ruled by Saturn, 2nd house of worth, 10th house of social status. Body part is the neck. Body parts are the bones, the knees, and the skin. So yeah, we have two earth signs coming together, and you're gonna feel very grounded through Taurus. Taurus, I gave Taurus a movement. I don't want him to sit between those two pillars anymore. I want him to move. I want him to inhale, go up and get the information, exhale, bring it down to the people. You, I gave you the dancer pose. I don't want you to be this evil thing here. I want you to be the dancer, because you are God Pan. He dances, frolics, and enjoys himself, and he shows us how we can reach the third eye, liberate our own selves through the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chakras into the 6th chakra, right into that inner vision where we see the light through the horns, through the hair. Your court card is the Queen of Pentacles if your birthday is between December 12th and January 8th. This is your court card. She's facing the left spinning path, the soul path. Today you get a right spinning reading, which is the human readings that I do all year, and is connected with the sun, and is connected with the earth spin around its own axis in 24 hours. And the soul path is connected with the wobble the earth does to the left, also around its own axis, which lasts 25,800 years. We divide that through the 12 zodiac signs and we get an age. And currently we go from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. So here you sit facing the soul path, facing the Ace of Pentacles, and we know you are very fertile, you're very you can make anything grow, right? You sit here in your own garden and you're the Queen of Pentacles. You are the one that is water and earth, so you give the earth the water it needs to grow, but you also need light and air. Then to your last reading, reconnecting Aries Sun, highlighting Capricorn Moon. Loving the world as it is on your mind. So you had the world, you had the Hermit, and you had the world again. And it's really interesting how yesterday in the German reading also the two worlds came up. for the German reading of Capricorn, right? And now I can see the shifts, right? Even though I do the reading exactly on the day the moon is in your sign, I have 2 days or 2.5 days to do the readings. And I do a German reading and I do an English reading. And I see how sometimes, even though it's the next day, and I use English decks, and in the German I use German decks, I sometimes get the same cards. And it shows me that the message that wants to come through will come through, right? Will manifest. And so I learned a great deal, right, through that. I'm not just doing one Capricorn reading. I'm doing actually 2 Capricorn readings, one for German people and one for the English-speaking people. And so I can see that there is a connection between the readings. Loving the World as It Is on Your Mind came up yesterday in the German reading as well, right? So it's very interesting for me to see that. Good, so let's begin this reading. Let's see what Taurus wants to tell you. And your soul is giving you here on the position of the Fool, the Page of Swords, which are all 3 air signs: Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So you feel there is something in your mind that is occupying you. You are noticing that the young generations that are coming into this world and living technology like it's natural for us, older generations, sometimes it's unnatural, but here speaks in a way the age of Aquarius, or Aquarius in general to you, and Gemini and Libra, who are very much like the air, the thoughts, the evolution also of you have now the power to have enough money to think about things, right? These are the noble people that are connected with the swords, and the noble people are the ones that have enough money to sit and think and contemplate and write and do the things that the peasants cannot do because they have to work. And so you have the opportunity to actually connect with the younger generation, either a Gemini, either a Libra, or either an Aquarius, right? Who is inspiring you here and is on your mind, and the soul is bringing you this feeling of, yes, there is something out there that is actually bringing me information. And then on the position of the Magician, which is the inspiration to act upon the Fool's idea, this moment, this idea that just comes out of nowhere. And then comes here the Beloved, the number 5, which then also connects to Taurus, the 5 senses, and there is a love that's beating in your heart, and you're holding this heart and you're giving it out to the people. And maybe there is a young person that is bringing you this idea to you, and you feel your heart is beating and your heart is feeling this energy, because the Magician is the one that feels then the inspiration to act upon this crazy, foolish idea that here this young generation is bringing to you. But your heart is in it, and when your heart is in it, we cannot do anything against it anymore, right? It's almost like that's it. We have fallen in love, right? That's why it's called We Have Fallen in Love. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the 3 of Cups, Mercury in Cancer. So these are the 3 graces, and they came up in the German reading as well, but not on this position, on another position. So your intuition, that's what the High Priestess brings, is now able to celebrate because these three graces are belief, love, and hope. And it's flowing, and it's saying the Lord of Abundance. So there is a celebration. There is something that is bringing out of you the manifestation of form, a form that brought through the heart and through here this young generation an idea to you, and now you feel like, yeah, I want to bring it into manifestation. My intuition tells me this is a good idea. My intuition tells me that I can trust it because it's flowing and it feels right. And it's almost like the Taurus energy, right? He's the number 5, but he has 3 people, 3 stages, 2 pillars with him in the center. I mean, it's always like the 5, but within the 5 there is this 3, and this is this triangle that's pointing up, and there's a triangle that's pointing up as well. And all the triangles that point up are either connected to fire or to air. And so this idea is saying, yes, I want to feel connected to this idea. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel flowing. It makes me feel that my intuition is literally saying, yes, I want this idea. I want to bring this into the world. On the position then of the Empress comes Taurus, le Pape, and you see he is talking here as well to people, and you see how they created the opposite of the cape. Here we see red roses and white lilies. So there's different schools. So there are different schools talking, and he unites them. And he actually has this really powerful mudra that is saying, well, there are 2 energies up and there's 2 energies down. So it's like this is water and earth, and this is air and fire, and space is in between, holds all of them. And you see that in here as well, right? So the Taurus energy is giving you the information, is giving you the movement, is giving you the power to actually now give birth to a new form. Happy, enjoying yourself in that process of giving form, whatever that form is, right? Whatever that thought or idea was here that came to you, either through one of these young generation or within yourself, something opened up and you were like, okay, this is a great idea and I will act upon it. And here you bring it down, you ground it down, because the Taurus energy is in the corner of the world, is the fixed sign. And through the fixed signs we can establish something here in this world. Not just feel it and think about it. We actually create a substantial energy here that lasts. And then on the position of Taurus comes the 3 of Graces again. And this is what happened in the German reading yesterday. On this position came this card, the 3 Graces again. And I see that this is belief, love, and hope. And we don't know what sex this person is, because back then men had long hair and we see him only from behind. So the 3 Graces holding up the 3 cups. Taurus is saying, yes, celebrate, because Taurus is Venus, is this enjoying your energy. And you see how the 3 cups are building that triangle again, pointing upwards. And the cups are the emotions, the feelings that you are connecting with here in the number 3. And we see one big lotus flower. Out of that comes 2, and then we again have 2 more growing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers here that are giving energy to this card, right? And the beautiful thing is why I keep Rider-Waite as the explanation, right, on what position it is because these are the most known cards in the world. Everybody knows them, right? Everybody has seen them. And they became very famous because the small arcanas, right, the minor arcanas, were for the first time depicted with people. Meanwhile, the older decks have only an arrangement, a geometrical arrangement in it, and you had to know what it means. Here you intuitive understand what it means. And so you have 2 times the 3. And you have, interesting enough, 3 air signs, right? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius in your life as well that maybe you can celebrate with. On the position then of the Queen of Cups, which is in the center of this reading, comes the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles speaks about Moon in Taurus, speaks about an equilibrium, speaks about a balanced outlook on giving and taking. And she's standing here and she is family and she's accepting the giving and taking, because in the family we naturally just give. We don't want back. But of course it's nice when it comes back. But this giving and taking happens always in the family, happens always then when we do have money, when we do work with money, when we do see that money is something important and we hold it dear. And then we can see that money is flowing like the moon. It's getting big, it's waning and it's waxing and it's changing and it's shifting. And so is our perspective to how money makes us feel. And if I put her, of course, down here, she looks at the 3 graces and she is literally saying, yes, I am here to help you to celebrate. Maybe these 3 air signs, right, or the young generation, you are now here to want that this young generation is able to really enjoy themselves. And interesting enough, Mercury in Cancer, Cancer is opposite of you. Cancer is the month where you get your full moon. Cancer Sun will give the light to Capricorn Moon. And so when you understand that, you see now why you actually giving yourself to this and why you are actually also giving the financial background to this type of celebration, a higher celebration, a celebration that's not just like, oh, let's just get fucked up and party. No, like more of a celebration, right? The soul is in there, or soulbration, I call that. And then on the position of your major arcana, the Devil, comes the King of Swords. Now, one person here has now matured into a king, which is then, of course, Aquarius, right? And Aquarius steps up. And you feel that Aquarius is then, of course, the age of Aquarius as well. It's almost like you sensing the age of Aquarius here through your own third eye. Through that, I understand the higher up I go, the more I go into the swords. He's up in Tibet, in the Himalaya mountain. You connect then to all there is, because that's what the third eye does. The 6th chakra, and you have the number 6 here, and the 6 is connected with you because you are the number 15 calculated together. It's a 6-6 portal here. And the King of Swords is someone that has power and that has also the influence of that power to bring your ideas further than you could ever thought of as a queen. Right? Sometimes we're a little limited in the way we are connected, but of course we need to see the full picture. You're not just born as the Queen of Pentacles, you also have all the other planets in different houses, and that will actually influence you. So you are now getting help through an Aquarius, or you are getting yourself interested in these kind of endeavors, which is laws and, you know, all the mental institutions that we have to be applying for when we have an idea and we want to bring it into this world, right? We need lawyers, we need architects, we need people who have a brilliant mind. And so you are working on that yourself, to have that brilliant mind and to access through Aquarius the work that needs to happen there. Then on the position of the moon comes the dream oracle Woodwives, the number 64. This is the last card in this deck, so it's becoming a 10. And you have the 6, which is then, of course, here, the 6 with the 6 of Pentacles, right? The moon in Taurus. And you had Taurus coming. And you have a 6 yourself in your card calculated together. So you coming to an end in your evolution. It's almost like you want to evolve out of the water onto land, and from land up now into the air, because that's what the new age is doing to us, right? We are focusing up in the air, what is out there in our universe, right? And I mean, it's infinite. And then you have the 4. The 4 is the responsibility of the Aries energy that you had last time, and there you understood loving the world as it is on your mind. And here you get, as a last card from this deck, the inspiration. Yes, this is where we're going into our evolution, because once we're up in the air, we will have to come back down again. Right, so the 4 elements, we have earth, then we have water, and then we have fire, and then we have an air sign. And so we evolve through these 4 elements. And that's why we have 4 kings and 4 queens and 4 knights, which then creates the 12 zodiac signs out of those. And the pages are just all 3 of each element. And so you understand that there is something wanting to speak to you, that there is an ending now in the evolution, and then we come back down again up in the air. Where else we can go? We come back down again to the earth. And then that's creating a 10 that's saying, all right, you are understanding the system now. A new focus will come to you. And the Woodwives, or the adaptability, is always in the roots, and this is what Taurus brings to you. Taurus is or are the roots. And so Taurus came on the position of the Empress, and the Empress is giving birth to all forms. And then comes on the position of the Sun, the snow, the silence, the number 34. So here we have the 3, we have the Pope through the Empress, we have the 3 of Cups on the position of the High Priestess. And we have the Three of Cups again on the position of Taurus, right? And so that you have 2 times the Three of Cups creates 6 cups. And these 6 cups are then connected with the 6 of coins. So you have 6 emotions and 6 coins to balance them out, right? So you have a 6, 6, 6 in here. And then you get the 4 in here. You have the 4 here. So you have a 4, 4. The responsibility that last time Aries brought to you is that sometimes we just gotta love the world the way it is, and to calculate it together, it's a 7, which is then Cancer, the Chariot, the success, to live it, to be it, but also sometimes a weak point in our evolution, as yes, we have reached that state of enlightenment, and now what am I going to do with it? So then we come into that silence, but that silence will be changed through nature, that we actually need to go out again. So this is a moment of, yes, the water gets frozen, right, which is almost like the next stage of the cups. Like I said, right, you have here 6 cups, and then the number 7 is these 6 cups freeze for a moment, and you recognize that everything comes and goes, and everything is shifting, and nothing stays the same. Yes, you have arrived at a very powerful moment, but now you gotta see deeper, where else do you want to evolve into? And the interesting thing is that now the last card, the position of the world, comes the 6 of voices, the 6 of swords, and that's Mercury in Aquarius. So you have here a 6-6 portal framing the snow. And always remember, on the position of the sun came, of course, through Taurus, the 3 of graces, the 3 of cups. And of course, on the position of the moon came the King of Swords, right? The King of Swords, which brought you now this very deep clarity that the evolution is up into the sky. That, yes, the end of the evolution of the Piscean energy is then the age of Aquarius, is going up into the sky. Nevertheless, we do need roots. Nevertheless, we will have to come back, because after the age of Aquarius comes the age of Capricorn. So after we've been up, right, after we have evolved out of the water onto land, up into the sky, we will come back onto land, because that's where then you come in, right? You will have your age of 2,150 years, but right now it's the age of Aquarius speaking to you. Nevertheless, we need roots, we need things here. We cannot just be up there in the sky, right? And that's why now the 6 of Swords is coming, because the 6 of Swords is literally saying you gotta learn everything there is in the age of Aquarius, because that's Mercury in Aquarius, right? And so you see the 666 portal, which is the number of the beast, they say, but it's not the number of the beast, it's the number of the hexagram, right? The triangle that's pointing down, the triangle that's pointing up, which is the perfect union between male and female, between water and fire, and creating out of that new knowledge. And that new knowledge, you feel it, you have the money for it, and you have the knowledge to hold it. And of course, then we understand here that the person that is crossing over here from the soul path over to the human path are the new generation of the air signs, because they feel very clearly what's happening. They feel that the age of Aquarius is upon them. And so if you connect with them, then you understand that they are very helpful to have around, right? Because they are the new thinkers, they are the new creators. And so you feel that, you connect with that, and you will learn that very much, because the world is bringing that now to you. And so here he is, right? Here he stepped over onto this land, and here he stands, and he's like, yes, here I am the new generation, I am the new ideas, I am the new whatever it is that they're creating now, right? Through, of course, the internet and the AI and all that, right? But still, we have earth energy, we have elements always of earth energy to be grounded and to be here on this physical plane, because eventually you will be then, after the age of Aquarius comes the age of Capricorn, right? And it just continues on and on and on. Infinite evolving, infinite growing, infinite learning, right? And so that's why you got here the pages on the position of the Fool. I hope I see you in the next reading, because then the Sun will be in Gemini. So Gemini is here speaking to you already. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.